Like to give you a little bit of introduction so that you can have a bit more communication and a bit more interaction with this person when she gives her speech. She can be described as our very own biology queen because her favorite subject is biology. She has represented Bangladesh all across the universe by having these beautiful seminars on DNA, which I do not understand at all. So without any further ado, I'd like to call upon stage our very own Sihinta Shembel. Sihinta Shembel for her first prepared speech. Thank you.
Do you remember a time when you were inspired by someone? Perhaps you were inspired by someone close to you, or someone who you admire from afar, or someone completely fictional. Either way, it's always a nice feeling to be inspired. Now, have you ever felt that you too want to be someone who can inspire other people? I remember feeling like this one day. So I called up my best friend and I said, I want to be inspiring. And she told me, well, that's pretty simple. If you want to be inspiring, you just have to be nice, you just have to be kind, and most importantly, you have to be yourself. I told her, I don't understand what you mean. And she said, no, I'm serious. If you want to be inspiring, all you have to do is be you. I smiled, and I nodded, and I thanked her. But inside I was thinking, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And that was a conversation I erased, or I thought I had erased from my mind, because I found her advice completely useless. And now fast forward a few months from that conversation. I remember it was the time when I was an undergrad student in Brand University. And I had a long day, like we all do. I had back-to-back classes, I had long lectures, I had quizzes, I had upcoming finals, and I was ready to go home. So I was waiting for my car, and finally my car came. And when my car came, I was happily going towards my car. But little did I know is that there was going to be a little obstacle waiting for me that day. As I walked towards my car, a bunch of children, street children, locked me in by making a fence with locked arms around me. Annoyed, I looked down at them. And what did I see? I saw tangled messes of hair. I saw beady eyes looking back at me. I saw grimy hands and slimy smiles, and I was annoyed. I was annoyed because being the busy and important person that I was, I had to go home and do busy, important things. I had Netflix to watch. I had like 5 notifications on Facebook to check. I had to go grocery shopping on Jalval.com. It's pretty annoying. It's pretty important and busy. And I was annoyed looking at these kids because they were in my way. They probably wanted 5 minutes of my time or $5 from my pocket. But I was annoyed at them because I felt like I was above them. So I stormed into my car after I told them to bugger off. I slammed the car door shut. I rolled the car window up, and simultaneously I'm rolling my eyes and thinking, why don't the higher officials do something to remove these little monsters? And that was an incident I tried to erase from my mind. Now fast forward some more months from that incident. I was still an undergrad student in Brand University, and I had another long day. And I remember I was in my car, going home, happy to be going home, but I was stuck in a traffic jam. So I was looking at the scenarios around me. And then something familiar caught my attention, a familiar incident. I saw those same children, but this time they had a new victim. It was a young man. And I was looking at him and I was thinking, I sympathize for you because I've been there, I've been in your shoes, and it's not a nice place to be. So I sat there in my car and I looked at him. But what I saw was not exactly what I expected to see. Because when I saw this young man with these children around him, I didn't see him frowning at them. I saw him smiling at them. I didn't see him shooing them away. I saw him welcoming them. And I did not see him walk away from the kids. Instead, he stood there, peacefully and happily. And then I kept looking at him, because what I saw it kind of baffled me. So I kept looking at him. And then I saw him leaning in closer towards the kids. And then to my surprise, I saw him hugging one of the kids. And that was the moment I realized, that was the moment when what I saw, my view completely changed. And suddenly I could not see tangled messes of hair or beady eyes or grimy hands or slimy smiles anymore. Instead, what I saw was simply beaming smiles and gleaming eyes and happy spirits. Now what I could see was simply young, innocent, beautiful children. And that's when I thought, maybe, just maybe, they weren't the monsters that day. Maybe I was the monster for being so arrogant. And just when I thought of that, my best friend's voice came back into my head. And I could hear her saying, if you want to be inspiring, all you have to do is be you. But this time I understood what she meant. Because I could see this young man in the distance. It's the man whose name I never knew, whose face I did not recognize. A young man who I've never met and probably never will. But he was able to change my perspective and attitude for the better in less than a minute. And how did he do this? Simply by being himself, his kind and nice self. And that's when I realized that maybe my best friend was not as stupid as I made her out to be. In fact, what she taught me was a very big lesson. What I've learned from her is that the small things that we do, the small deeds that we do for other people, even when the situation does not bring us any equanimity, the small things we do for other people, they do not go by unnoticed. And it's the small things we do that can make the biggest of differences in other people's lives. In fact, it's the small things we do that can make changes for the better in people, even in people we don't know are watching us. So I will end with what I've learned from my best friend. If you want to be inspiring, all you have to do is be you. Thank you.